Hello there and welcome back to the Zero Credentials F1 podcast. I'm here with Nelly and we are in the third race of a European triple header. And I don't know about you, Nelly, but things are hotting up and I'm starting to get pretty excited about it all.
Big time excitement, yeah.
Let's roll the intro. So there's quite a few good talking points, I think, this week. Is there anything that's come across your table that's grabbed your attention?
No, I'm interested to hear what you've had to say. I mean, I watched a lot of the fallout from Monaco. Nothing too surprising there. Even the drivers looked thoroughly disgusted with the result of the race, and I think they're just looking forward to some real racing. I think this weekend we'll get it.
Yeah, totally. I was actually quite pleased because we did our review of the Monaco race almost immediately after the race. So I
uninfluenced,
completely uninfluenced. Yeah. and I was quite pleased to think, actually, they're saying a lot of the same things that we said. So
it doesn't make me know anything.
No, we don't know anything. But
we have zero skills.
As we've already been told today by Whites, due to the predictions, is that it's all luck. So
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel and come along to hear two lucky people talk about F1 with zero credentials.
He's bitter, so bitter.
Yeah, there's a few things that I've noted down this week, Nelly, that I wanted to talk about. So I think we'll just work our way through, and then we've got some predictions later on in the show.
Always.
I think it's getting particularly difficult to make these predictions. I didn't really know what to go with this week.
You're struggling to care anymore, seeing as you've got so many points and you've just run ahead.
No,
it's difficult to get motivated.
No, I'm the opposite. I'm doubling down on the commitment to this prediction competition.
Absolutely embarrasses by the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a champion, like, do you give mercy to the people who you're defeating?
The tears of your vanquished are delicious.
Yeah, exactly. No mercy at all.
No mercy.
Anyway, let's kick it off with, can Lando Norris follow up his win from Monaco? We're in Barcelona, obviously, this week in Spain. Yeah. Spanish Grand Prix. I should have probably said that at the start.
Is it the Circuit de Catalunya? Is that what they call it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice one. My predictions do not allow Lando Norris to repeat last weekend, but he'll have a good one. He'll score some heavy points, and I'm really excited about this track because it's a relatively modern track, but it's so lovely and wide. It's powerful DRS, which in the era of DRS, you might as well use it. I mean, the one in Monaco is pointless. It's a waste of drawing a line on the ground and all of the electronics that go behind it. But the biggest thing about Barcelona that I like the most is, and we haven't heard it this season, I don't think, is there's an opportunity to send it. I love it when people send it. And there's so many inside lines where you can send it. And that gets me pretty excited.
Well, George Russell sent one, didn't he, last year?
Big time.
In the first cut, in turn one.
He sent it round. He sent it round the outside. Yeah. He got double slipstream from Lando, had a piss poor start, and then Max. And then, just banjoed it around the side, and quite exciting. And the Mercs did okay as well last year. They did pretty well. They got a podium with Lewis, I think. So.
Yeah, they did. He was third. I think Lando's put those dodgy starts to bed, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hasn't he? I mean,
he did to.
Well. Yeah. And that was because that was a horrible feature of part of his championship push last year, wasn't it? I think he possibly would have won it if he hadn't done that. And he seems to have got rid of that this season. If we're talking about whether he can follow up or not, I'd love to think he can. I think we've been talking a lot on this channel about Lando silencing the critics, and he pretty much did that, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I think you've got to follow it up, haven't you?
And to get a sub 70 lap at Monaco, he definitely silenced critics, but he needs consistency. I mean, I've got a bit of an outlier this weekend. I still see McLaren doing very well out of this weekend. They will definitely rank highly this weekend. The car's made for it. basically. And
Yeah.
we are coming down now to both Lando and Oscar. They've got the car beneath them, and when you've got such tight margins and you know you're in the race to be the world champion, it's psychology now, isn't it? And I think Lando needed that psychological step last week.
Yeah, he definitely did. I think that it felt like that got him. It's going to have got him back on top because his pace was good. And once who did he clear at the front towards the end? It was once Max went in the pits, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On that last,
he just scuttled off. Yeah.
His speed on that last lap was impressive. Yeah. I've got to say,
he was making a statement, wasn't he? Just saying,
big time.
We've been dawdling, we've been running the race, but this is what I can do when I'm allowed to give it the beans.
A couple of slightly disappointing performances from Monaco were obviously Mercedes, but the Red Bull as well was pretty slow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And do you reckon they're going to make a bit of a comeback in this race?
Well,
like we said, Mercedes had a good run last season, but I feel like they've dropped off. I don't think, and my predictions bear this out, I don't think that they're going to be pushing for it.
You've seen my predictions, and now so you know I'm backed into a corner here. No, it's I'm Mercedes. Sorry, Red Bull. Generally, yes, I think they're in trouble, but I've got Max to do a big thing in pole.
I mean, the thing is, you write Max off, and you're making a mistake, aren't you? Like it's.
Well, I've realised I've said that every week so far, and then not put him in the not put him high up in the rankings for both quali and the race. And I think, well, actually, that's probably just my personal prejudices coming to the foot, and I'm shooting myself in the foot. And now points are on the table now, so this matters.
I've kind of been doing the same. I was thinking actually when I was doing my predictions earlier, I was thinking the same because I've done that with Charles Leclerc quite a few times now, and I seem to be pushing Lando, Max, Lewis, even George a bit further up. Now Oscar as well, and I sort of came to the decision that the reason I'm doing that is because Charles, he's never quite made that leap, has he? From being a really fast, really good driver up to what feels like world champion sort of pace or performance. He went through a period of being in a really good car and binned it into the wall several times, didn't he? So I think there's something in the back of my mind that just is telling me that Charles is not as good as Max, Lewis, George Russell even. Oscar's proving to be pretty impressive. Lando's got the pace and he's delivering.
A lot of the time he has had the car. But you're exactly right, because I realise that I'm probably making the predictions I want to see rather than the predictions I expect. And that doesn't score me points, clearly. So I've flipped that on its head.
Yeah. I think I've tried to do a balance of those two things, because I want Lewis at number one every single time. I'm having to stop myself from doing that. But I know, like, you sort of engage your brain, don't you?
You have to suck it up sometimes and realise you've been a fucking prick here. So,
one interesting thing that I've been reading today that may throw a spanner in the works of all our predictions anyway, even though it is slightly potluck, as White's has already said to us today, in that they're bringing in, for this race, stricter front wing tests.
Oh,
so basically,
the flexibility.
The deflection allowance under static load, I was reading this earlier, has been reduced by 5 mil from 15.
That's outrageous.
10 millimeters.
What does it mean?
I've no idea. I've no idea what it means, but
well, they're all wetting themselves, particularly Red Bull, when it's the McLaren rear wing and front wing that they don't like. They say it deflects far too much, and they're getting an unfair advantage from it. But it doesn't look. You can't tell by eye. But they have very strict tests. It's not like a fella rocks up and gives it a wobble at the back and says, "Yeah, that feels all right." They have like micrometer tools to test these things. I mean, it's done very, very scientifically. So, but yeah, anything that refines it is good. And I hear there's a couple having a package of upgrades coming with them as well.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
So that might distort things a bit.
I think one of the things I read is that Jimmy V from Williams and Fred Vasseur from Ferrari are both people who seem to think this is going to be a big leveler for the season. They've almost been looking forward to this race for a while, which suggests that Williams and Ferrari have got nothing to lose in this regulation upgrade or tightening. Although I think, like you say, there's a few upgrade packages coming, and I think a couple of them are to work around this new regulation being tightened.
Well, anything that improves the racing, I'm all for, and improves the. I mean, you remember the rule changes not so long ago where we're almost meant to have homogeneous cars, and that after the first race, that pretty much went out the window. Everyone had a rear wing that looked pretty similar, and it was launched as like, oh, everyone can drive so much closer to one another, and the dirty air falling off the back will have much less of an impact. But it seems to be like already the developments mean that we're back to where we were.
Yeah, no, totally. I was thinking that the other week. It's totally gone like that, hasn't it? The dirty air is being talked about more and more again. I think it did work for a bit, didn't it? But
well, unless you make absolutely homogeneous cars, you can't do it. And I don't want to see homogeneous cars. I want the industry to push.
Yeah, me too. It's part of what makes Formula One great, I think. People always say that, don't they? That all the cars should be the same because it makes better racing, but it doesn't. No. It doesn't make better racing. There's loads of motor racing series that have the cars the same, and they're not as good as Formula One.
But you'd have no innovation whatsoever. And these are the best engineers, the best aerodynamicists, and everything that you can imagine, the top of their field in every way. And I want them to be doing it. And if it means that a Red Bull will have a period like they did with Vettel where they won everything, or Mercedes will have a period like they had and won everything, and way back when McLaren, etc., then that's the reward you get for actually busting your balls and making something pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we get the amazing times like the season in 2021 because all that's happened, don't we? The kind of the narrative around the teams, the narrative around the drivers, it's the full story. It's the full package, isn't it? And if you've got to go through a couple of seasons of someone dominating because it's been a good car, then that's fine with me. Although I think we were saying the other day, weren't we, that even if you've got a good car, it's not that easy to dominate.
No.
I actually think if Max or Lewis or someone had been driving these McLarens for the last couple of years, they would have won the championship easily. Even Alonso. The world champions I think the world champions are different. They're somewhere different, kind of wired, aren't they? And I'm excited to see who the next one is going to be.
Yeah,
because we've not had a new world champion since 2021, have we?
Well, not for ages. And I think that's the excitement I've got at the minute, because as much as a team will run off and develop something and take advantage for a period of time, it feels like we're at a period of convergence where the development programs of 4 or 5 top teams are sort of peaking at the same time, which is hugely exciting. I mean, it doesn't happen often in Formula One. You might get it once a decade where there's a lot more of them actually on the field that can take big positions. But I think it's all converging now. Yeah,
it is. There's a big part of me that would quite like a new champion. Yeah. When did we last have how many champions have we had in the last 10 years?
Oh, God.
It's probably just 2, isn't it?
Lewis, Max. Nico, did he nick one?
I don't think.
Did he nick? Was that within 10 years?
Probably.
It's not enough.
It may be, but
it's
3.
Not enough.
Yeah. I'm up for someone new winning it, if I'm honest. I don't know.
I would love to see. I would love to. I've got a lot of time
Lewis
for Lando.
Season, is he?
No, he's not going to do this season. A lot of time for Lando. A lot of time for McLaren. So I would not be upset if that was what happened at the end of this season.
No, totally. Let's have another look at my list. Did you see some of the issues around Lewis Hamilton and Riccardo Adami and their seemingly ongoing strained relationship?
Did I say something to upset you?
Yeah.
Hello? Are you there?
I love Fred Vasseur's reaction to that. It's like, oh no, it's fine. He was in the tunnel. He couldn't hear.
Poor signal. Yeah.
You breaking up, mate. Oh, sorry.
I'm getting the pips on the phone box. I'm getting the pips.
I'm going through a tunnel.
Yeah, he sounded quite. Oh, are we all right? But it's they're still finding the way. There is clearly some frustrations with it as well. When he said, am I still a minute behind everyone else of the main pack last week? He was clearly frustrated because he'd raced a solid race. And I think that the pit stop strategies they had him on meant he should have been just floating behind the other 5 in front instead. But he actually gained some places through the strategy.
To be honest, with the grid penalty he had, I don't think he could have done any better. Could he, really?
No, he maxed out what he can do that weekend.
Yeah. Shall we move on to the predictions?
Yes.
I'll just quickly put up the results up to now, the running total. It's I'll just go through it quickly because it's not much different to last week. We both got 1 point each. Whites has still failed to break his duck. So I'm on 6, Nelly's on 2, and Whites is on 0. You get a point for pole position. You get 2 points for predicting the winner correctly, and then 1 point for second, third, fourth, and fifth in the correct order. I did notice that I got the top 5 exactly right last week, just in the wrong order. Just to add that in there.
I think both of us did. I was close. I had to be close.
Yeah, I think you did actually.
That's very Morecambe and Wise. They are all the right notes, not necessarily all in the right order.
Shall I do? I'll do Whites first because I don't know why. Because he's not here.
Give me the love.
No, he's written.
It's just a bit of sport anyway.
Yeah, it's not a big
pot
deal.
Luck. It's not pot luck.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. As for this potluck predictions game, my usual 5, different order. He's saying Lando on pole, and then he's going in the race. He's going Lando for the win, Max, Oscar, George, and then Charles. Again, writing off Hamilton. I think
he's the anti-fanboy though, isn't he?
He's
a Max fanboy, and he'll admit he happily admits that.
Yeah,
but he thinks we're sycophants for liking
Lewis. He thinks we're part of #TeamLH, doesn't he?
LH, have you got your tattoo yet?
LH44. I do have a cap, but not a tattoo. I'll go next then.
Go on then.
I've gone for Lewis on pole.
Wow.
Which we've just been talking about the balance of what you actually want to happen and what you think will happen. Initially, I didn't until I read that story about the wings.
Leveler.
Yeah. And that Fred Vasseur of Ferrari seems to be excited about it. I think there's a Lewis resurgence coming. Yeah. He's looking quick again in that Ferrari, and he looks happier, and there's just an edge coming back that I think he lost during those last few years.
I think he's enjoying the car now for the first time over the past 2 weeks.
I agree. And it's like, I've always thought that Lewis, if he doesn't think he's going to win, or he's got a chance to win, he doesn't seem that bothered. That's how he was at Mercedes in the last few years, wasn't it? So anyway,
goes through the motions.
Yeah, he does. I've then gone for Lewis for the win as well. He's fast round Spain as well. Then I've gone for Lando because despite the wing thing that I think McLaren have been benefiting from, they're so fast, aren't they? I don't think there's anything going to happen to upset them that much.
Unrivaled in race pace.
Yeah. Then I've gone for Charles because I think if I'm saying Ferrari are going to be quick, I can't write Charles off again. So I've gone for him third, Oscar fourth, and then Max.
Wow. That's quite a topsy-turvy one.
I know. I changed it around at the last minute, and
I like that.
Usually a mistake, isn't it?
I would like to see that. That's probably where my heart would want to go rather than my head, and I've gone with my head this time. Do you want me to divulge?
Yeah. Let's see what that brings us.
Max the Assassin Verstappen on pole.
Right.
And then he will go on to win the race tomorrow. I don't think for 1 second he's got the better car, but he can deliver on pole, and I think
absolutely. He's he's fast. He's fast around that track, isn't he?
He's fast.
Won last year, controlled it from the front.
And as we saw last year, if he's in the top 5 qualifying wise, he can get it in the first corner most times because he gives 0 fucks about getting around those corners.
Yeah.
Then I've gone for Oscar.
Okay.
I want Oscar to do something just to keep the race. tight. I know the points narrowed a little bit last week, but
I mean, he's lost momentum, hasn't he?
Well, it's the reverse of Lando. Lando needed last week. I think the boy needs this week.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He needs to score hard. Then Lando third, then Lewis,
right,
and then my little bit of a curveball, Kimi Antonelli in fifth.
I mean, I think that's not a bad shout because he's put it on pole once already, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, if Kimi was in a Red Bull, they'd have sacked him by now and put him into the sister team. But I think he would. I think he's got something to come, and he had that excellent quality, and he seems to like the fast tracks, and that's my logic behind that.
I don't think that's a bad logic at all. Although I do think Mercedes' pace is gone for the minute, but I could be totally wrong. The other wild card I was sort of half considering putting in there was sticking Williams right back up there. Yeah. Albon's come fifth twice now, and you never won in the time that we've been playing this game as well. And I mean, I got it right the second time he did it, but that was just total luck.
No game, mate. This is life or death. Life or death. But no, I totally agree. And
I reckon Williams are faster than Mercedes at the moment.
Yeah, with the same engine, ironically.
Yeah.
They seem to struggle on the really, really high speed. No, sorry, the good on the high speed stuff, the rubbish on the low speed stuff, or they would. But obviously the scoring recently belies that. But coming 9th and 10th, Carlos Sainz said it in his post-race interview last week for me. He said, normally, what I'm taking away from this weekend is we came 9th and 10th, and normally for Williams, you'd have been delighted with that, but actually we're disappointed. So he thinks he's got more of a car underneath him, and Alex Albon is showing that they do. But I think he'll come good. I think they'll certainly be comfortably top 10. Comfortably.
I hadn't heard him say that actually, but it's interesting because drivers don't say stuff like that if they know it's real pace.
Yeah,
don't they?
They're very cautious with these things.
If it's just a one-off and they've just got lucky, they're not going to say they're excited about where things are going. So I mean. Yeah. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I think it's the most excited I've been for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Well, especially, I mean, maybe in this entire new sort of regulation since 2021 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we're coming into the best part of the European season as well.
Easily, yeah. Easily.
It's like you say, it's a big, wide track. I think it's an aero track as well, isn't it? So DRS has more of an effect, like that DRS down into turn one, and where you can actually overtake.
So powerful. That's how DRSs should work. Not cheating powerful, but actually you're just reaching the apex ahead of the guy you're overtaking. Yeah. By the end of the straight, and it's not like you're there 3/4 of a mile sooner.
But it's not a straightforward overtake at turn one either, is it? It's not like you get in front and then you're done, because there's that. It's almost like
it's like a switchback on it as well. Yeah, there's a switchback on it, so they can choose to go a little bit deeper but come back on you. Yeah,
and then you've got to run right down into turn 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of turn 5, isn't it? Like I'm super excited, and I think White's. To be fair to White's, he's right. Like, it's total pot luck this week with the predictions. I think honestly, any one of 6 or 7, maybe 8 drivers could be in the top, could be on the podium
easily. I like the way there'll be less strategy. It's a 2-stop race, isn't it? They generally throw 2 stops at this.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
it is, because I think the pit lane cuts off quite a big part of the last corner, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's a case of watch for quali and watch who uses what tyres in quali, because I noticed last year that those who saved a set of the softs for the back end of the race, instead of converting to the hards, were chasing stuff down strong. So,
excellent.
I'm excited. I'm pleased.
Me too.
I need this. This is the antidote to last weekend's
big time.
Frustration.
Big time. I'm excited. I'm really excited about it. We will do a post-race show about an hour or so after the race. So, hope you subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Give us a comment.
Do it.
as the channel grows. And yeah, we'll see you again really, really soon. Enjoy the race. And yeah, we'll see you after it.
We appreciate you all so much. Thank you.
Bye.